I'm Rosie and welcome to the FIFO webinar designed to help you get to grips with Google. In this session, we're going to give you a crash course in making sure that your business stands the best chance of getting seen online. Joining me is Mike Johnson, our resident PPC expert. Say hello, Mike.
Hello again, hopefully.
Before we get started, let me give you a little overview of who FIFO are and why you can trust us to help you boost your online profile. So FIFO is an award-winning independent review and insights company, not just a typical reviews platform. It allows you to collect and analyze real reviews gathered directly from genuine customers. But verified reviews are just the beginning. As well as helping to increase conversion rates and improve SEO and reduce basket abandonment, FIFO gives you the tools to gain incredible insight from your feedback, which you can use to improve your customer journey, build trust in your brand, and make better business decisions. And on top of all of this, we're an official Google partner and have a team of Google certified specialists working in-house to make sure that our clients are getting the most from their PPC campaigns. So here's a little bit of a rundown of what Mike is going to be covering in this session. So we're going to start off with the basics. So how to get your business started on Google. Then we're going to cover off how to use knowledge panels, how to generate Google star ratings, how to manage your Google reviews, a lot of interest in that one, an introduction to Google Ads, and then we're going to have a little look ahead to the future of Google for Business. Don't forget that you can ask questions as we go. In the panel at the side of the screen, we'll try and cover as many as we can on the way. If not, we'll try and come back to them at the end. Right, so Mike, over to you. Let's start with the basics. How do you set up business on Google?
Thank you, Rosie. So I thought it'd be good to just start off by looking at some stats on Google and how important it is to have an online presence. So as most of you may have done in the past, everyone uses Google. I recently searched how to remove sea urchin spikes. I also searched how best restaurants near me. So searches come in a real variety, and it just shows that it's a crucial part of modern life and modern business, giving you as the business plenty of opportunities to reach your customers when they need you. It may be a complex nut to crack, but it's definitely worth spending the time getting to grips with, understanding some of the key features on offer and helping you grow your business online. So as you can see, 79% of all searches are conducted through Google, which is a huge amount and shows how many people are available to reach. Google drives 95% of all paid search advertising on mobile being more and more popular now. So again, it's worthwhile optimizing your website for mobile. We'll now move on to Google My Business. So this is really simple. We're going to actually give a demonstration on how you can do this in a couple of minutes. So here we go. As you can see here, this is the Google My Business homepage. So we're going to actually do a demo from beginning to end. So we can start now. This takes to your business name. So we're just going to come up with a mock account. So it's going to be Mike's Merry Men. It'll be a great business, I'm sure. You don't want to know. Street address, Berry Street, Town, Maryland. Let's go. No screen. Okay. Can anyone see the screen share of Google My Business? Okay, some of you can, some of you can't. I'm just going to have to explain it then for the people that can't see. So we've gone through the Google My Business, put in our business name, so relevant for you, and then we've gone through your street, your address, so where you're located. Some of you may be, I don't know, marketing consultants or not actually have a online a shop physical store. So there you could go to I deliver goods and services to my customers. This then gives you the option to hide your address. So yeah, if you don't have a store, then it would only show the region, the area that you do business. So for the purpose, we'll just pretend that we have got a store for Mike's Merry Men. So go through to next. Here, if the address was wrong, you could change it by dragging the pin and putting it exactly where your store is. You can zoom in and really get as accurate as possible. From then, you can choose your category. So let's say at FIFO, we're rating. So let's see what comes up. Drafting service. None of that's actually relevant. So luckily, we're also a software company, more so actually. So that's relevant for us. Phone number or website. And that is as simple as it is. So from there, you will then go through to the Google My Business homepage where you'll see all your information, and you can update your times, your opening times, your service offering, your contact details, your website, any photos and videos, and then reviews and testimonials can also appear here.
This is a little reminder, guys. Anybody that's been experiencing some technical difficulties, we will be sending out a recording of the webinar at the end. So don't worry too much if you've missed out on that. You will be able to go back and see exactly what Mike was doing there.
Thank you, Rosie. So from there, you'll then have to verify your business. And this is so simple and quite funny, actually, considering it's Google, this huge digital giant. They actually send you a postcard. So you get a postcard with your verification code, and it's as easy as going back into your Google My Business and uploading the verification code, and you're then good to go, and you should start appearing.
Post isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Never. So we're now going to move on to how to enhance your Google search performance with knowledge panels. So knowledge panels were introduced in 2012. I'm sure lots of you have seen these. You may have been searching at your competitors. You may be looking for places to go to eat, or as we've got here, estate agents. So these are they usually appear on the right-hand side or the top of the search. So essentially, this gives more visibility to entities such as people and businesses during the search. So this is all generated through the knowledge graph, which is basically a knowledge base used by Google and its services to enhance its search engine results with information gathered from a variety of sources. From there, you then have two different types. So you've got brand and you've got local. So brand panels are reserved for more established businesses. They usually provide a more general overview of key information. So this is typically taken from Wikipedia, and it will have information about the company, including their name, logo, area of their headquarters, and a brief description.
So it's worth making sure your Wikipedia profile is completely accurate.
Yeah, definitely. Although Wikipedia pages are quite hard to come by, so these are more for the big boys. So local is probably more relevant to our audience. So for these, you are more likely more closely to a company's location. So for example, our headquarters at FIFO is in Petersfield. So if you search for an estate agent, you're not going to get somewhere from London. You're going to get an estate agent that's local to you. These include, similarly, website links, contact details, opening times, and they can appear on Google Maps, so your location, and it will also include your competitors if it's a broad search. If it's a more branded search, then it will be just yours that appears.
Really, the local one is the one you want to be part of, because it means that all the customers in your local area, you'll be the one that comes up in their search.
Yeah, definitely, and it's more realistic of you appearing and more relevant for, yeah, like I said, the local audience. So how do you get your own knowledge panel? Well, there's a few things that you need to update and be as accurate as possible with. So firstly, have Google Plus. So the forgotten child of the social media family. It might not be as popular as Facebook or as good looking as Twitter, but it does have one good thing going for it. It's best mates with the world's largest search engine. So Google bots will scrape data from everywhere. Anything from Google Plus will be seen as more favorable. So it's definitely worth setting up a Google Plus account and trying to update it as much as you've got time for, really. We've then got schema markup. So this is one of the most powerful SEO tools. Essentially, it tells search engines what your data means rather than just what it says. This ensures that Google will return more valuable and informative results to its users. So just in a little more detail, we're not going to go into too much because it's quite advanced, and we're going to be hosting webinars in the future that will really hone in on SEO and PPC. But just for those of you that don't know, schema markup is code that's added to a website, and it will help search engines return more informative results, as I mentioned. Just as some examples, we have reviews and ratings schema markup. So this helps you achieve your organic stars. Again, we'll go into more detail about that shortly. You also have product and local business schema. All the information can be found at schema.org. But again, we'll send a follow-up email afterwards with any important links. It's important that you get all of this correct on schema markup. And there's also a structured data testing tool, which is good to use before you set the schema live. If in the meantime, before our next webinar, if you do need any help or information, we have SEO white paper, and we also have some SEO experts on hand, so feel free to get in touch. In addition, we've got a Google Starter Kit, which will be sent to you after this. And again, that will have some brief overview of what will be covered. You then have Wikipedia, as I've already mentioned. And whilst your school teachers might not trust it, Google definitely does. So if you ever get to the stage of having your own Wikipedia page, you're doing something right. So that is potentially the end goal if you're looking to really scale up. And then finally, as we've already touched on, we have Google My Business. So it's really important to get all of your information correct. And you can also create a YELP My Business and other similar My Business pages. Again, ensuring that all of the data is accurate and matches all of the other information across the web.
Is it a case of the more of these you take advantage of, the better? Yeah,
definitely. So it just builds more trust in Google because they're scraping information from everywhere. So the more the better, as long as it's all matches.
Mm.
So then we have answer boxes. So you may have seen these becoming more and more common in Google over the last couple of years, but you may be wondering, how do you get one of your own? So answer boxes are essentially featured snippets of user-generated content taken directly from a host website. So they've become more prominently displayed at the top of page one or just below the ads. And these are aiming to answer queries as opposed to just giving you loads of options of links to click on. And whilst these aren't guaranteed to get you clicks to your page, it's good for brand awareness and really being seen as a thought leader. So now we'll go on to how you generate Google star ratings. And again, I'm sure lots of you have seen these in search results, but how do you get them, you're wondering? So we have two different types. We have seller ratings, which are typically, which are only found on ads, so in search ads. And then we've got organic stars. These feature in the organic listings below the ads. Whilst both of these are collected similarly through Google reviews and third-party sources such as us at FIFO, they appear very differently. So we'll now touch on those. So the benefits include improving your paid performance. These ads appear much more prominently. As you can see in the example below, the stars appear. Not all of them, not all ads have these. So if they do, your eyes are automatically drawn to these ads, which leads to an increase in click-through rates. And also straight away, you've built the trust. They see your say 4.5 stars, 4.5 stars out of 5. So yeah, they've got the trust, and when they get through to your page, they're more likely to convert. So again, how do we make these stars appear? You need a minimum of 150 trusted reviews, which Google deemed to be good. So essentially, just a star rating itself may not be counted. It'll need a description and yeah, some actual information within there. And then you've got Google's schema markup, which is vital in helping the organic stars appear for both service and product pages. Seller ratings are a bit more out of your control and in the hands of Google. So they introduced seller ratings as an automated extension to its ad service to help people searching on Google to find businesses that offer a high quality service. These may not be a certainty to appear, but when they do, they have a real positive impact on your ad performance. So essentially these will include the star rating, the number of reviews collected, and a qualified sentence describing why your business received positive feedback.
And are they more successful because that's an instant sort of signal of trust? If someone's scanning a page and they see one ad which has got some stars on it, that's that instant sort of confirmation that the product at the other end is going to be worth buying or the company's worth dealing with.
Yeah, definitely. It just shows that they're trusted and they've spent the time actually collecting the reviews, so they are clearly interested in what the user thinks and believes of their company. And typically these sort of companies will use that information to help improve their service. So yeah, it's definitely worth getting to. But again, similarly to the organic searches, you need to have 150 unique reviews, and they'll only appear if it's over 3.5 stars. So that's sometimes a question I get asked, like why do people always have good star ratings? Like why do you never see a 1-star company? Does that mean it's not legit? But no, it's not the case. Yeah, so also you have to collect feedback through the Google approved reviews platforms. So FIFO being one example. So now we're going to touch on how to manage your Google reviews. So obviously Google is a public forum, which means that everyone and anyone can leave a review about your business through the Google reviews platform. These reviews are displayed in your local knowledge panel and go towards making up your overall Google star rating. Unfortunately, not every review you're going to receive is going to be positive. No matter how great your business is, there will always be a disgruntled customer or two. At FIFO, we're in the business of reviews, so we're here to help you manage your Google feedback, both good and bad. So yeah, your reviews are managed from your My Business account, where you can view all your feedback and respond directly to your customers.
I think a lot of people are probably a bit cautious of this, especially as the feedback is such a big part of getting those organic stars or those SEO ads. But it is a big leap to take, kind of opening that door. And I think most people's fear these days is that the internet is a very public place, and you know, how do you handle any negative feedback? Nobody's perfect. The ball gets dropped from time to time. So like, you know, how do you go about dealing with those situations?
Well, it's all about responding quickly and appropriately. So No one, if they've got an issue, normally they want it dealing with as soon as possible. But essentially, it's an opportunity for you to change a disgruntled customer to a brand advocate, because you can really change their thoughts or solve their problem, and then they're going to be more likely to recommend you to their peers. So yeah, as long as you take action and offer the possible solution, you should be okay. But
and I guess by doing that, public stage and allowing people to see you offering really good customer service and really kind of resolving an issue quickly and efficiently, which is something that everyone kind of wants from a business that they're dealing with.
yeah, definitely. And then obviously there is the odd occasion where someone will just not want to know what you're saying. So there is always the chance that you'll need to take the problem offline, because the last thing you want to be doing is getting into a debate or an argument with one of your customers.
Yeah.
So, as we mentioned, you may get the odd customer or just a malicious review. So these
and that's so painful. It's so painful when you've been doing so well and you've been great service, you've got a great product, with an active mind, or decides that they're going to sort of leave something that's really detrimental.
Yeah, definitely. So I've heard stories of I've heard stories where a business has maybe upset someone personally, and then they have actually got all their friends to basically destroy the brand online. So all their friends will post negative reviews. Obviously, these are all fake and intentionally trying to harm the business. So luckily, Google are aware of this, and they have a process, and it's really simple. So essentially, you just log into your Google My Business account, find the review in question, and select the flag icon, and just make sure you leave your email and the reason why it violates Google's review policy. And then from there, as long as it's legitimate and is a violation of their terms, so that includes spam or fake content, as mentioned, content that's not relevant to your business or contains illegal content, sexually explicit or offensive or hateful content. So now we're going to touch on Google Ads, which is my favorite area. So
and it's only just become Google Ads, hasn't it? It used to be Google AdWords.
Yeah, it's AdWords. That's something that I will probably say during this presentation. So apologies, AdWords, Google Ads, same thing to me at the moment. It does make sense, because essentially before it was just about AdWords, so your keywords, but now it's so much more with audience targeting, and yeah, video display. So yeah, there's much more to it. For those of you that aren't aware, PPC is pay-per-click advertising, with Google AdWords being one of the platforms of those. So you also have Facebook, Instagram, any sort of social sites, Bing and other search networks. Essentially, the platform utilizes keywords. Those could be brands, services, product names, or anything to trigger relevant search results. When a user searches for these keywords, the advert of a business will appear in the Google's paid listings. They can either be at the top of the page or at the bottom. Again, that's where the real skill is. You need to find the right balance of how much you're willing to pay per click compared to the position. And typically, some people think that being position 1 is the best, but quite often we find that it's not the case. People sometimes scan straight over it, or there's a lot more to it. So the ad copy, the offers, and yeah, if they've got seller ratings or not. So we have 4 main types of ads. So we've got video ads, which can appear on YouTube. So you have different types. You can either skip them after 5 seconds, or you can have a 30-second long video which the user has to watch. And yeah, these can be really good for brand awareness. If a users seen a video ad, they are much more likely to actually purchase from you in the future. So it's definitely a good investment, and these video ads can be quite cheap. You've also got shopping ads, which are huge for e-commerce sites. So 60% of paid clicks for e-commerce come through shopping ads. So here you can see that you've got the image, you've got the description, price, and the website. So it's more than likely if someone's clicking on one of those that they will convert. So yeah, again, these aren't the most expensive, and they're definitely effective. You've then got display ads, so these can appear all over the internet. Any sort of space there is, you can bid on, and this is where the audience lists and the interests come in. You can get really niche with that depending on your budget. And then we've got search ads, which are probably the most common and the ones that you're most familiar with. So these appear, as I said, at the top or the bottom of the search results page based on your bidding and keywords. So if you have never used AdWords before, you may use Google Ad Express. So this is a really simple and easy way if you've got a small budget or you haven't really got the time to go in and make any adjustments. So for these, you simply set your budget, the target audience, the bidding strategy, and then your actual content. A bit more advanced is where you have the campaign settings, such as the bidding strategy, the network, so either display or search or video or shopping. And then, so say if we're doing a search campaign, you want to create ad groups, which is best to keep them as segmented as possible. So meaning you have a set of ads known as an ad group for each topic or keywords. So it's best to split test your ads with a minimum of 3 per ad group. From there, you can see what resonates with your audience and your customers the best, and then constantly optimize to keep on improving. This is just a top level of what PPC and AdWords is, so Google Ads, sorry. But yeah, we're going to be releasing another webinar in a few weeks' time, so we'll be covering this in much, much more detail. So again, just to touch on the benefits of using reviews in your ads. So this could be review snippets, which at FIFO we've started using with your smart themes. So looking at what your customers are saying and mimicking their language so that it resonates better with them. This again just helps improve the trust. So people, again, as soon as they see your ad, they automatically will have a better relationship because they understand your reputation. It can also help reduce your cost per click. So you'll essentially get more clicks for your budget. It can improve your average rank. So if your click-through rate is improving, Google will prefer your ad to some competitors, and you may not have to pay as much to get to the top positions. And then it will also reduce your bounce rate. Again, it just goes back to the trust and the reputation. If they already believe in the brand, they're more likely to stick around. So finally, we're just going to touch on what's next for Google. So no matter what industry you're in, having a presence on Google is crucial. And we've only dipped our toe today and introduced you to some of the many ways Google can help you grow your business online. However, some of the at Google Marketing Live, they recently released a few new features. So you've got smart campaigns, which are really good for small businesses. These will go through your website and scrape any information, and then when a user will search for something that you offer, they'll automatically generate a campaign and an advert for that. So yeah, it's a good way of basically setting it up and just leaving it. You don't have much control, but again, if you don't have the time, it's a good option. You've also got Grow with Google. So this has been around for a while. They have little workshops and online lessons where you can really get into it and learn it in more detail. You've also got localized campaigns. So this is, again, good for sending users to your actual, say, shop front or getting them to your event. You've got automated feeds for shopping campaigns, which links to the Shopify integration, in which you'll be able to manage your shopping campaigns through Shopify, which should be quite simple. We haven't actually released that in the UK yet, but I'm looking forward to testing that out. And then finally, you've got the auto-optimized landing pages. So at the Google Marketing Live, they suggested that 50% of businesses in the US don't have websites. So they've come up with a solution, as they do, and they can essentially scrape your Google My Business, take all the information, and automatically produce a landing page with all the key information for them, the user, to get in touch with you.
It sounds like they're working really hard to make life easier for those of us that aren't exactly Google experts.
Yeah, definitely. So the easier they make it for you, the better results you should see, and bluntly, the more money you'll spend because you're seeing the results. So
but the more money you should make as
exactly.
well.
It's in everyone's best interest.
Okay, so hopefully, I'm hoping you can hear me. There's been a couple of reports that I'm not very clear, so apologies for that if you can't, but hopefully you've gained a little bit from this session. I know that we've covered a lot of stuff and we've not been able to go too deeply into things, but it should at least give you an awareness of what's out there that will allow you to get that visibility on Google from the off. We'll be emailing you this webinar so that you can revisit, have a refresh, and it will be hosted on the FIFO YouTube page. So be sure to subscribe for any future webinars or video content. We'll make sure that the technical issues are on point, are behind us by that point, so it'll be a little bit easier. We've also got an ebook coming out in the next few days, which will be available to download. That's going to go back through and take this through step by step. So if you prefer to be able to scan through things and read things and take your time, that is going to be the one for you.
And we're now going to open it up for any questions. Yeah, if you have anything that you want us to go over in slightly more detail, we've got about 5 minutes to go through those. So if you want to pop them in the questions tab or in the chat. Doesn't look like anything's coming through, so
you've obviously done an amazing job of explaining it, Mike.
Yeah. In that case, if that's everything, then we will be emailing you shortly, as Rosie said, with the report. So with the recording, and yeah, thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.